हम लोग माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स, मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. In the microeconomics, we try to know the behavior of the consumer, how the cost of the project is affecting the behavior of the customer, and based on that, we try to do the production. Due to our and human uncertainty, it becomes very important to take decisions, and to tackle risk taking attitude, and as a game we play where there are no cooperative people in the market. There are non-competitive forces and competitive forces. There we are categorized by the efficiency properties basically, and when we see the each factor have a unitary price, and on that we try to analyze the equilibrium that is maintained in now. The Pareto optimality talked about the efficiency criteria. We also talked about the Kaldor, Hicks, and wealth maximization. And by doing the functions of social welfare, we can select the hazard, moral hazard. We can tackle the moral hazard and reverse asymmetric systems. In the microeconomics, we try to measure the output and the employment that is happening in the country. And the Keynes approach at the classical time told us the citizens of any country is consuming actually the goods. The citizens are engaged in investments of their money, and citizens are continuously accelerating themselves, multiplying their investment, their money. And if they will do so, then the demand for the money will increase, and to fulfill the demand, the supply of the money will have to increase a lot. There are various types of models, and when a lot of money is being present in the market, we know there is a inflation, and in the inflation, the Philip curve that talked about, and between the cycle, the business generate income by the product, and then from the market, the revenue come. In that business cycle, it become a comprehensive role of the monetary policy and the fiscal policy. And by this hypothesis, the rational expectations are not demanded. It demand very unexpected results. And to match these un- unexpected demands, we do international trade. And in the international trade, sometimes we are importing more and exporting more, and we try to do balance of payments that's happening from the country and into the country. We generally try to reduce the disequilibrium. If the equilibrium is with any country, it is not considered bad. And by using the exchange rates, by interfering with the foreign exchange market through arbitrage. Lot of countries are trying to gain from the trade, but it could also be violation of the terms of the trade, international trade basically. And using the techniques, which may be tariff techniques or non-tariff barriers, like when any country is dumping something into our market, we stop. And sometimes we make excuses by another means, whether it was GATT or the negotiations with World Trade Organizations and the regional blocs India is participating. We try to maintain our policy sovereignty, and we must always maintain our policy sovereignty, whether it is IMF condition, World Bank condition. They are run by any country like us, any unit like us. So having the backbone straight could be a good option. Otherwise, our market will fail. And due to the external asymmetric information, we would not be able to handle internally. The remedial measures will require the external support, as in case of 1991 we see. In the market, our citizens try to consume the products of another country. The tax and the revenue flows away, and public directly or indirectly, progressively or non-progressively, are being taxed through non-tax by doing the businesses by the government run enterprises. We see the effect of the taxation, the points where tax can be leveraged, and that expenditure on the public goods we manage, we take debt from the public, and that debt is again put in a place where we generate some productive or the cash flow in the economy. Otherwise, the budget will not be multiplied, and the lack of budget multiplication will prove to be very fertile for the economy. In the fiscal policy, by understanding what could be the implications, we regulate money through the central bank to the commercial bank, and it is also an instrument of the monetary policy, sometimes through financial institutions and sometimes via non-financial institutions too. Capital market is being regulated continuously just to grow the economy and to develop the economy. Adam Smith, Ricardo, Marx Punter, Rostow, they all talked about the balanced and unbalanced growth. A big push is required by using the Harry-Dover model, Solo model, Robinson model, Kaldor model. At all the situations, different situations, economic growth can be achieved. But if it is backed by the technological progress, then the growth will be endogenous, it will be embodied in the country, and it will derive the investment in the foreign country in a disembodied form. Otherwise, our Human Development Index, our fulfillment of the Sustainable Development Goals, our Public Quality Life Index, all indicators will not be competitive to the world, competitive to the market, competitive to the developed countries. And the reduction of the inequality in the country, the poverty, we all see by investment and the improvement in the health, education, in the gender financing, we can develop our society as our most important resource is our environment. There, our demography lives, prospers, unless a condition other than market failure. If we do the cost benefit analysis, then we have to compensate more if there are failures due to the environment, good or bad environmentalism, and there is very high valuation of the environmental goods. Being the most populous country with a high fertility rate, low mortality, and comparative morbidity, we are now in a position to leverage the demographic dividend. Our life table shows us the mirror that the migration that is happening of the engineered doctors, the talented who made themselves in this place, all the processes were happened here and they go migrate to any other country and they become party in an economic growth of XYZ country. And the growth pattern of India, which should go upward, it go down years and years, decades and decades, and our economy is still deriving meals through the agriculture. And there are many structural problems in the agriculture also. And the response from the public of the agricultural policy was not also very good. There we see the challenges, the response, the growth, the patterns of the industry talked about that our concerns have not met yet. And nowadays, our rural development, our urban development, other than policy level, there is no major change on the ground. We cannot blame any foreign country as we have flow of foreign capital also. Our trade policies are also loosened and we are continuously negotiating with the countries about the free trade agreement. Then what is the reason? It should be a matter of discussion between the economists. Our social infrastructure is failing, or all the policies, our public private partnership are benefiting us. But to develop the physical infrastructure, the social infrastructure is not acting as a strong base as it should. The reform that have or must have been happened in the land, labor, or in the capital market that are happening in the 2025 itself. And the Finance Commission of India, through the FRBM Act, is not allowing states to do the development, to review the, to give the free hand to tackle the unemployment, inequality, and poverty, the problems that is continuously challenging the Indian economy. And if we see the data, then these problems are continuously being felt to all of us.